let's get after it. We start with a pair of heavyweights. Game you saw live on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network. St. Edward and St. Ignatius.
Into great opportunities for Tyrese Buchanan and for Bradley Eaton. There's a good throw down the seam. Did he catch it? He did. Touchdown, just barely crossing the plane. So far, they're watching a dynamic offense for the Eagles. Good check down from Chaney to Eaton, who could sleepwalk his way into the end zone. What?
2 touchdowns early for Bradley Eaton, and St. Ed's was up 14-zip after that third quarter. Dane Donovan up top to Trey Haddad for the touchdown. They missed the extra point. It was 14-6 St. Edward. But on the next drive, first play, Eaton right up the gut and gone. 60-yard house call. He goes for $152 on the night. And we got to show one more. How about this catch by Zach Hackelman? He just tore up Glenville last week. Look at that grab. 46-yard haul in for the score. And St. Ed's wins tonight, 28-6 over the Wildcats.
All right, Independence taking on Brooklyn. Both teams 2-4, looking for their third win of the season. Second quarter action when I arrived. 2nd and 5, ball on the 23 for the Blue Devils. Dominic, watch this, Narduzzi ain't afraid to air it out straight to the end zone. Yeah, that's a doozy. And he finds Rocco Ressler for the touchdown. Extra point is good, 14-6. All Devils at that point. Then Brooklyn trying to make something happen. That's Mason Vega off to Aiden Starr. He kicks on the Jets and heads straight to the sideline. A nice pickup yardage, but they have to move back thanks to a holding call. Penalties just plague the Hurricanes. Then you see the Blue Devils right there. Narduzzi with the quarterback keeper. He keeps it, bobs and weaves, gets all the way to the 5-yard line before he's brought down. Then 2 plays later, links up with Rocco Ressler. I'm sorry, he played quarterback. Fights his way in for 6. It takes a little bit of a minute before the refs call it a touchdown, but it is 6. Independence goes on to win this one, 41-6.
North Ridgeville homecoming night. It was 14-zip Rangers in the second. When I got there, they were punting to Midview. And look at this play by Dior Jones. He is a big-time playmaker from the mids. Breaks a tackle there, hits the corner, hits the sideline, turns on the speed. You are not going to get Dior Jones. 55-yard house call. Cut it to 14-7. But the Rangers had an answer. Cole Miller, Charlie Steinmetz makes a move there, and then there, and then there, and that you can't tackle Charlie Steinmetz. They eventually did tackle him, but Steinmetz wasn't done on this drive. Miller, he is so good, just biding time, rolling and roll. Look at Steinmetz up in the air, reach back, hauls it in. Fresh set of 4 for the Rangers. That would set up an Austin DeShazo field goal. That made it 17-7. Ridgeville wins tonight, 38-20.
All right, Brecksville Broadview Heights, a.k.a. the Bee's Knees is what I call them, taking on the Hudson Explorers. Check out the band. Listen to that. They were good tonight. Well, we're going to start in the first quarter. Nathan Judy finds Jaden Carlton for the pickup. We'll see a little bit more of him in just a bit. And when I say that, I mean the very next play. Ball in the 34. Judy makes a beauty right up the middle of Carlton. 30-yard pickup. Then Hudson finishes the drive off with Reno Ferry, who goes up and over for 4 yards. It's a touchdown, 7-0 Explorers. But the Bee's Knees trying to make something shake here. Nathan Henniger looking for Carson Caspio, but it's incomplete. That drive completely stalls, and Hudson just keeps it moving. Quarterback change, Nathaniel Coates, he gets to the 15th. That was a nice run play. 2 plays later, Judy right here links up once again with his buddy Carlton. Once again, 4-6. Hudson wins huge, 35-0.
Columbia at home tonight taking on Wellington. Dukes, first play of the game. They cough it up. Connor Stevens put it on the ground. Raiders recover. And they would cash the points. They got a Jose Rivera blasting through the defense into the end zone. Extra point, no good. They led 6-0. Wellington goes back on the move. Landon Wright looking for Johnny Kinter. Nice throw, nice run. Kinter on the move. They would track him down, but the Dukes were in scoring position. They would go for a short field goal a few plays later. It was blocked. Tough night for Wellington. Columbia cruises 33-7.
There's the play action. Hodge over the middle, behind the defense. What a pass!
Wow.
Hodge for the touchdown from Fox. Doesn't get much better than that.
Wow, and you saw Hodge.
And Scotty Fox, what a throw to Justin Hodge, 43 yards. Back comes Shaker Heights. Check out the quarterback, Jasir Eady, to the house, and it's 10-6 Menor. Then Eady was under pressure all night, though. Nowhere to go on this one, so that's a big loss. And Fox kept coming. And watch this again to wide open Hodge. Menor wins this one big, 45-6.
Senate League action from Cleveland's west side. Rhodes Rams taking on the Glenville Tarblooders. Pick up at the second. The Ville up 6-0. Rhodes quarterback Deshaun Green looking deep for Jalon Stewart, but it's picked off by Anthony Pitts, and the Tarblooders take over. Glenville would turn that takeaway into points. The Marquez Greenwood finds Donnell Overby, who goes into the end zone from 11 yards out, 12-zip. Glenville Tarblooders go for two. They are successful. Paulie Sadler holds it in. It's 14-zip. Rhodes trying to rally. Green deep again, this time finding Elijah Nelson. That's a 50-yard bomb. Nice catch by Nelson. But on 4th and inches, right before the half, the QB sneak. Oh, they cough it up. Gamir Johnson would recover it. Glenville wins 35-14.
All right, now to Lake County, the Perry Pirates wearing black alternate uniforms, hosting Orange, praying to pull off the upset on the road. The Tigers' prayers were answered early on, well, sort of. This Pirates 38-yard touchdown pass from Walter Moses to Luke Sevon would be called back by the way of a holding penalty on the Pirates. The very next play, the Pirates would get some payback. Moses gives it to Darion Howard, who breaks a couple of tackles and is gone. 43 yards for the touchdown. Pirates take the 7-0 lead. Next Pirates possession, another touchdown on the ground. This time it's Carter Hopkins right down the middle of the field, 65 yards. Perry up 14-0. Then Pirates again. Tigers defense pins the Pirates deep in their own territory thanks to this sack by Moses sack of Moses by defensive tackle. That was Austin Thomas, but the Pirates answer back again. Moses and Sevon connect once again. Touchdown. It's going to the stands. The duo hook up for this 80-yard touchdown pass. 62-0. Perry beats Orange.
Ooh, all right, now to the JTO in Menor. Homecoming night for the Lake Catholic Cougars taking on Padua. 17-10. Lake was up at the half. Third quarter belonged to the Cougars. Frankie Trinetti looking for Ace Peterlin on a bigot. That's a 35-yard touchdown strike. The Cougs up 2 scores, 24-10. Next possession, same result. Another touchdown on the ground. This one to Jimmy Gibbons. He's going 33, breaking free to the house. Cougars in total command, 31-10 after 3. Then Trinetti and Peterson one more time. 13-yard scoring strike. 38-10 Cougars at that point. Padua will get their only points in the second half. This 3-yard run by Justin Gillespie cut it to 38-17. Bruins couldn't get any closer. Lake Catholic, a winner on homecoming night, 46-17.
In Huntington Valley University School, wearing black on black, undefeated Lutheran East, the visitors' first drive of the game. U.S. called run play after run play. Then on the 5-yard line, that's Carson Pantek, zips one to Cooper Rehack. That's the first touchdown the Falcons have allowed since August. Plus a 2-point conversion, 8-0 Preppers. Then the ball with the loose, sophomore quarterback Jariah Morgan hitches and finds a man downfield. One-handed grab and a huge gain, finally brought down by Cam Shiver. But the Preppers defense holds them on the drive. U.S. on the 25-yard line, handoff to Shiver, and he explodes out of the scrum. U.S. goes up 15-0 and never trailed, handing the Falcons their first loss.
Over in Norton, both the Panthers and Cloverleaf Colts coming off losses last week. First quarter, Panthers going for the chains on 4th down, but they're tackled in the backfield. A herd of Colts. Junior linebacker Ethan Gray was the first there. Panthers defense contained the Colts when they took over. Watch the jet sweep attempt here. Sniffed out by Adrian Williams. Dropped him in the backfield. Cloverleaf brings on their punt unit. It is a high punt. It is fielded by Buddy Willig. And he slips through the first fingers of the tackler, and oh, Buddy cuts to the far sideline, got some blocking, and Buddy, 76-yard house call. And then he just flips in because he can. Touchdown. Whole Panther pride gets credit for this big win. 54-6 Norton over Cloverleaf.
All right, still to come, 6-0 Nordonia taking on 6-0 Wadsworth. It's our Friday fan favorite. We'll hear from the Knights head coach Jeff Fox coming up right after this.
History has not been in the favor of Walsh Jesuit when facing Hoban. The Knights have won their last 11 straight matchups. Most recently, Hoban knocked Walsh Jesuit out of the Division II regional finals last season. Just like last year, Walsh Jesuit with a perfect 6-0 record headed into tonight, but they are determined to rewrite history in their favor. Scoreless in the second, Keller Moton looking for a spark in this offense. Aiden Henry, that'll do it. Beautiful 32-yard touchdown pass, and Warriors take the lead. After a 3-and-out, Moton calls his own number on the first play of the drive, making a little magic happen with his legs. A 66-yard touchdown run. Extra point is blocked, so it's 13-0 Warriors at the half. Moving to the fourth, still 13-0 WJ. Quarterback Ethan Roxand shovel pass to Elbert Rock Hill with the dime. Downfield finds Jackson Calloway in double coverage, and that sets up this pass from Trent Hayden. 3rd and goal. John Johnson for the touchdown. Hoban on the board, 13-7. They get right back to work in Warrior territory. Hayden to Brayton Feister. Extra point good. Hoban takes their first lead of the night, 14-13. Clock winding down, a minute to go. Moton doing well what he's done all night. Using those legs, takes it in, and Warriors back on top. Last call to Hoban in the final seconds. The pass falls incomplete, and Walsh Jesuit wins in an instant classic, 19-14, the final. Reporting for the Friday Football Frenzy, I'm Leah Doherty.
Wow,
it's a great program. I miss those days being back there in Nordonia, and just wishing them the best.
Murray fires it, caught by Ward, still on his feet, inside the 15, touchdown.
Still talk to the coaches. They help me out with a lot of things I do with my foundation, whether having a camp, they come out and help coach, but definitely some contact with those guys.
One of the greatest high school players in our area, Denzel Ward, and his old team, the Nordonia Knights. Well, they're good once again. If it's midseason in Macedonia, those people are pumped about their football team. We talked this week with the head coach. That's Jeff Fox.
People are excited. You know, Macedonia, Northfield's a town that cares about football. It's fun playing football in a town like this in Northeast Ohio, for sure, this time of year.
They're excited because Nordonia wins. 8-3 last year, 9-3 the year before that, 10-3 the season before that. They've scored 35 points in 2 games this year. That's their lowest total. In 4 other games, they've broken 40.
We're still kind of a modern spread offense, but because of Ben's running ability and the 3 senior running backs, it is kind of an option attack where all 4 ball carriers have been very successful, averaging over 6 yards a carry. That's Ben Chester, the quarterback, and then the 3 tailbacks, Rocco DiLorenzo, Liam Kuntz, and Kylan Osby. Are all 3 tailbacks that have rotated through and done really special things. And a lot of it's because of that offensive line. Grant Layfeld is an all-Ohio wrestler kid that's one of the best centers in Northeast Ohio. Extremely athletic for a tough, upfront, physical guy. And then DK Liverpool, Gabe Hart, Luke Williams, and Gavin Kennard have filled out the offensive line to really make this thing go as an offensive unit. And that's what it's fun watching Ben Chester make great decisions, get the ball in different kids' hands, because they've all been successful. And really my big challenge, our coaching staff's challenge, has been trying to get all these different kids touches.
You heard right, getting touches. Usually that's an NFL thing, but now it's part of coaching high school too.
Of course, and it's a good thing. It's a good type of selfish competitiveness that they want the ball in their hands and extremely confident. And that's been our message: is continue to stay confident, just be ready when you do get that opportunity and make the play. And a lot of our kids have been doing that so far, and halfway through our regular season.
Fox is in his 12th season at Nordonia. He coached that great 14-1 team back in 2014 with Denzel Ward. That team and Ward just went into the school's Hall of Fame.
It was really cool to have all those kids, who I still think of them as kids, now that I've been here over a dozen years, to see a bunch of them as about 25-year-olds, whatever, I guess they're more than that now, but they were in our locker room pregame, and to see our kids, who, that's ancient history for a 16-year-old right now, they were in kindergarten, and I think of it like yesterday, to them look up and have such great role models, where Denzel, what he's done in football, and a bunch of the other kids, what they're doing, in society right now. A couple of them have their kids and husbands and fathers already, and it was really cool to see our young men look up and say, hey, this black N on the side of our helmet stands for a lot of people that have come before us, and we have a duty here to represent our community as great citizens and great students, and to really work hard to keep up a tradition of excellence on the football field for Nordonia High School.
This year's Knights came in ranked 2nd in Division II. They'll be in the playoffs again, but have never won at all, which begs the question, what would be a good season to coach?
Oh boy, is that a loaded question. You're going to get into some psychology because, it's in the playoff format, it's almost impossible to win your last game. Even that 2014 team, we were runners-up, and you go 14-1 and lose in Ohio Stadium in the state championship game. And was that a successful season? Of course. You still have that taste in your mouth. So you get back to the philosophies of the program that, even in our worst years on the field, trying to develop these kids as young men and have them, develop them as servant leaders in our society, ready to do great things. That's what it's about.
Fox was hired at age 29. He's still really young, but now he juggles 2 jobs, football coach plus dean of students, where he takes a different approach.
I think I'm much more patient and kind with your average student. I can be much more direct and quicker with my high expectations of our football young men, and they know that. And I'm probably more patient and more pleasant to your average student in the school. But no, ultimately you treat every kid the same, and you treat them with respect, and whatever kid's in front of you at that moment when you're in this profession, you're trying to influence in a positive way, and that's why we do what we do in education.
Now, the WaveMax Laundry Fan Favorite of the Week.
All right, so every week we ask you to vote on our Friday fan favorite, and this week it was no contest. Nordonia Wadsworth, 84% the winner. Both teams 6-0. Let's take you there. Nordonia's up-tempo offense pushed them inside the 5-yard line in the second quarter. Ben Chester takes the Nordonia nudge in to tie the game at 12. PIAT put them up a point. We were told tonight Art Wright Stadium was at 150% capacity for this game. Great crowd to watch Wadsworth junior running back Cooper Gray. Started right, then he cut back left, and Gray hits the corner, hits the sideline, hits the speed, and it's a 60-yard scamper. He would score A few plays later, for a touchdown for the second time that night. 2-point attempt. Bryson Hall takes the snap. Screen pass to Jacob Ernest. They throws a tight end pass there to Reese Simmons, and they got it. All right, Knights ready to respond. 28-yard field goal. Nordonia's Riley Edgehouse. Good to tie the game at the half. And this undefeated match would go to overtime. Wadsworth Community TV broadcasting here. The Knights scored, but the point after was blocked. Bryson Hall finds Calix Lemp in the end zone, and then it's blocked, and the Grizzlies stay undefeated. They sit atop the Suburban League uncontested tonight. They win at 37-36. That was awesome. The frenzy is back in a flash.
And listen, I think that the Commanders are the most special thing that's going on in the league right now. The Vikings are great, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs. This is the coolest, freshest story. The Commanders have been on the road for 2 weeks. This homecoming for them and the way they have blown up for their fans who have been through a lot and now have one of the coolest home environments they're going to have in years and years. Shout out to Fox 5 Plus in Washington, D.C. If you have the means, try to go to the game. It's going to be a really special one. A great environment in a place that hasn't had many of them. I'm excited to watch this one.
Grew up out in the hills of East Tennessee. My dad was a carpenter. I'm one of 6 kids. And my dad told me, we'll get you through high school. You're on your own after that. One day I was playing high school football. True story. I walked in my coaching office, and he was coaching to the sporting goods salesman, which they do a lot of, as you high school coaches know. And he introduced me. He said, "This is John Cooper. He's my quarterback." Said he's a very smart football player. He said, "Someday, John, you'll be a good coach." From that moment on, all I wanted to do was coach high school football. High school football. I would not have been a football coach without my high school coach. That's important, how important these high school coaches are. They got more influence over their students and players than anybody. So I'm proud to tell you I was great. I'd love to be in the College Hall of Fame. I'm in 8 Hall of Fames. This is number 9. This is my best one. Thank you very much.
Saturday, a college football doubleheader. First, Navy takes on Air Force. Then it's big time with a showdown at the Horseshoe between Iowa and third-ranked Ohio State. Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You were saying Ohio State's probably going to get that one easy.
Fly meets windshield. Whack! As for these guys.
It may not be as easy this weekend. Jaden Daniels is leading this hot Washington Commanders team. I mean, it is going to be tough. Obviously, they're favored right now. I mean, what does this Browns defense need to do to stop him?
Well, geez, oh man, this kid gives you so many fits because he can do it with his arm and his legs. I mean, you're going to hear all the basic stuff. You got to stay at home, right? You can't do things like break, contain. You can't let him get out.
Can't miss those tackles.
Yeah, and they got to get home with the front four, right? They got to. Miles has to. He's not on the injury report, but we got to see Miles be Miles. This offense is rolling, and they got Austin Eckler back too. He was cleared from the concussion protocol. But this Daniels kid has been way better than
he
people
is the
thought
best quarterback in the league right now.
He's fantastic. Right, nobody's talking about Caleb Williams. They're talking about the kid in the nation's capital.
Absolutely. But some good news for the Browns is they were able to get Nick Chubb back at practice. Not ready to play in the game. He said he's going to figure out and take it day by day and see when he's ready. But, you know, he looked pretty good at practice, even though he's a little wobbly on his balance right there. I mean, that is a tough drill, that acceleration drill.
That is.
Some people don't understand that is a tough drill. Like, it's hard.
And he said some of this also was he wasn't used to Deuce Staley's drills. That makes a lot of sense. New running back coach. You know, the other guys may have looked like this on day 2 of training camp also. For him, it was day 1 and 2 of practice. He had done some things on his own, working out. You always hear that kind of, but he wasn't working with his position coach. So, you know, it's going to be a little different for him. So they do these in-game interviews now. The Syracuse coach. This is good stuff.
What needs to happen to win this game?
We got to have one more point than them.
I love it. We got to have one more point than them. Okay.
I mean, technically it's correct, though. That's exactly what he answered the question. It was right.
It's accurate. It's quick. It's in, it's out. But, you know, look, they do these in-game interviews, and these coaches, you know, they're kind of busy. They got things to do. They're not real interested in chatting with you and me and folks like.
Have you seen that now they're doing interviews when they're coming out of the tunnel? Like literally when they're about to get their name called and they're doing a quick interview? Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I'm in the media and I'm saying, can we just back off? All right, we get you out with our bands of the week, the Norton High School and Middle School.
Hello. Oh, hey. Hey, 30 more.
Got me, Luis. Oh, it's Ace. Oh.